Apparently this actually happened. It says the mass killer who murdered over My Little Pony. And my god, please don't ever do that. Like, what the fuck? Hold on, let me pick up the volume now.
Marion County 911.
Okay, that's not on your end, and that's not on my end too.
Is anybody experiencing flu-like
Okay.
COVID-19 symptoms?
That's a little bit better. Hold on. Let me just turn it down on my end. Alright.
Marion County 911.
Okay, that's better. Hello, background?
Marion County 911. Is anybody experiencing flu-like COVID-19 symptoms?
No, somebody's shooting in my hub. I'm at
What?
What's the address?
There's gunshots everywhere.
Okay, what is the address?
The address is 8951 Mirabelle Road.
How many shots did you hear?
I don't know if anybody got shot. Can we go out down here? Can we run on way to the end and go out?
Don't go outside. Stay where you're safe.
Yeah, don't go outside, please.
Stay with me, okay? Don't hang up, okay?
When a young boy's mother notices his odd behaviors, intensifying year by year, she begins to worry about him. It began as a child when young Brandon Hole insisted on wearing 3 pairs of shorts at a time. That seemed innocuous enough until years later, when he developed an unusual obsession that soon went off the rails. This was the bedroom of that same boy.
Okay, what's concerning about it?
Years, and his true love is depicted on the colorful posters hanging on these walls.
Wait,
the
so you're...
ponies you see are the central characters on a children's animated television.
I'm sorry, so you're telling me he fell in love with the actual characters in My Little Pony? You're kidding me, right? Nah, grow up.
Series, My Little Pony. Most people would do anything for the love of their life.
Nah, grow
how
up.
far Brandon was willing to go for his.
Nah, grow up, dude.
Know would soon wonder how they didn't see the horrific outcome staring them right in the face.
I mean, I like the show, but at the end of the day, it's a children's show, right?
Hello?
It's not made for you specifically.
Oh, yeah, this is Brandon.
Brandon Hole was no stranger to tragedy. In this phone call with police, you'll quickly learn how his demons began to develop at such an early age. His mother, Sheila, estimates he was only 4 years old as she describes the dramatic incident you're about to hear.
I mean, he'd, be real depressed one day and be like, I ought to just do what my dad did.
How did his dad kill himself?
What? What?
So.
Okay. Did he find him, or did he see that?
No, he was there when we got into a real bad argument, and his dad said that, hey, whatever, if you leave with the kids, I'm going to myself, and I said, go ahead.
Okay.
He was, I think, 4 then.
It seemed this haunting memory would follow Brandon everywhere
he went
for
would.
The rest of his life. Before long,
that
Sheila
would stick
see his
with him,
start to manifest in unusual behaviors, including his insistence on wearing 3 pairs of shorts at a time, the way he would rock back and forth as he watched television, and how if his routine tasks were interrupted, the whole sequence would begin again. He was eventually diagnosed with obsessive-compulsive disorder. Sensing something was off, Sheila took her troubled son to Barrington Health Center in Indianapolis. But there she would learn there was more going on than she ever knew. The first visit in 2011, when Brandon was 9, would prove to be his first of many. But with every visit, the outcomes grew worse and worse. And
like how
it all
bad?
culminated in some of the most terrorizing moments ever caught on camera. Less than a year after being diagnosed with a bevy of disorders, including disruptive behavior disorder, anxiety, obsessive-compulsive disorder, and depression, Brandon's behaviors would soon become much more aggressive. Thanks to his ever-increasing temper, his mother took him back for another visit 1 year later. As it turned out, his mother's fears were no exaggeration.
History of violence towards furniture,
prove it. From excessive lying to disrespectful behavior, Brandon's temper was now only part of a growing list of concerns. But for Brandon, it was just the beginning. It's May of 2013. Brandon is 11. A police officer was dispatched to the
Okay.
home Sheila and Brandon shared with Sheila's boyfriend, Keith Larson. According to Keith, he and Brandon were engaged in a water fight, and when Keith sprayed him with the garden hose, Brandon flew into an unexpected rage.
Why?
He'd locked himself in the bathroom where he proceeded to destroy items inside.
Why?
Sheila alleged that she picked the lock, after which Brandon left the bathroom and Sheila became his target. That's when Brandon snapped. He punched and slapped
What is
Sheila
wrong
in the face
with
multiple
you?
times, kicked her in the legs, and bit her on the forearm. She followed as he ran for the kitchen and grabbed 2 table knives out of a drawer. Then, in a mad scramble,
No.
charged at his own mother. He trapped her in the family room and wouldn't allow her to leave. It seemed like something unthinkable was about to happen. But just when she thought there was no escape, police arrived in the nick of time, and the madness for
Also,
now came to an end.
Also, how are you about to watch a children's show about like friendship and sticking with your friends and stuff like that, which is the opposite of his behavior, and you're almost about to murder your mother? Like, seriously, the show is literally just about the opposite of his behavior, and I get it, he's diagnosed with a bunch of stuff, right? And I do get that. But he fell in love with a show that's like what's the word what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know what the word is, but it's the show it's genuinely about like know what you can do in your day-to-day life to help people. That's a better way of putting it. And his behavior is the opposite of the show that he genuinely loves. How can you I'm sorry, my throat is like very scratchy. Like, how can you say like you love this show and like wanna like, I guess, like, I don't know if this is the right way to put it, but like, how can you say that you love this show so much but like not take anything away from watching it? Like, for example, I mean, I watched it myself quite a few times, but I learned stuff from it, you know? I took stuff like that they were trying to teach children, but I took stuff from it and I tried to improve myself from like stuff that they were teaching people, and more importantly children, because it is a children's show at the end of the day. But you get what I'm trying to say. Um, but yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Um, but I do understand he's diagnosed with a lot of stuff. But this is stuff that they also should be probably taking him to people for help. You know, if he has that much anger issues, taking him for help and stuff. Um, which they might do. We'll finish the video and see. I'm trying to stay neutral, but
Somehow, Sheila only
that just
sustained a
popped up
small
into
wound
my
to her right
mind.
forearm, but her fears about her son's behavior leading up to this point had been all but confirmed. The incident ended in Brandon receiving several months of probation. After
Well,
that
yeah,
incident with his
what the fuck
mother,
did he think was
everything
gonna
continued
happen?
in the same direction, and every year, Brandon would ascend another step on that stairway to madness. He quit school in 2014 and never got beyond the
Why?
6th grade level. He stayed home, his depression ever present, and isolated from the world, worsening his
Well, then
condition.
that's his
It seemed to
fault.
manifest in his chilling search history. You've already learned
Mm.
about his obsession with My Little Pony, but while left alone, Brandon had been researching something far more
He
sinister.
didn't want to like.
In 2015, Brandon
I
was
probably
assessed by
won't
the
say it,
Riley
but
Children's Foundation. His search history included an obsessive interest in mass shootings. He told the
okay,
assessor
yeah.
that, quote, "I feel bad for the victims, the families." When asked if he could put himself in the shoes of the perpetrators, he denied it, saying, I don't want to waste my time doing something like that.
Thank you,
It's a hassle.
Supanomi, for the
And that he wouldn't
follow.
want to cause families any trauma.
I hope you enjoy
Chillingly,
your
the assessor
stay.
concluded that Brandon seemed to empathize with the victims, despite the fact that he also admitted to sharing memes and jokes about them with his friends. Then, the day came when 18-year-old Brandon made the decision to follow through with something he'd planned to do for quite some time. It was March
What?
2nd, 2020.
And he was like,
Bro,
well, drive me to the
why
gun store and I'll
March?
just look around. On the way to the gun store, we saw a sticker that said hashtag stop life. And he's like,
Stop what?
there's your sign. And I was like, okay, well, if you buy a gun, there's your sign. You know, I got to take that away from you. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, and he did buy it without bullets.
The store was out of ammunition that day. That night, Sheila and her daughter devised a plan. The situation was far too perilous, and they couldn't just sit back and watch to see what became of it. They had to act. If
So
not,
did they
Sheila
take it away
feared
from him?
perhaps Brandon would follow through and take his own life, just as his father had done several
We're
years
just watching
prior.
a video on
something
this
much,
dude
much
that's way
worse.
too into My
The
Little
following
Pony.
morning, they traveled to the Indianapolis Metropolitan Police Department.
Apparently
and filed a
he
case report
devised a
telling
plan
of
on
his troubled
something.
past and how he planned to point his shotgun at police, thereby ensuring his death. Later that same day, on March 3rd,
Hey you! If you like my videos and you want more, please like and subscribe, and maybe you one day, will become part of my plushie wall.
several officers and members of the Indianapolis Mobile Crisis Assistance Team, or MCAT, responded to Sheila's home. Upon entering, Brandon was placed in handcuffs. With the
I
police
saw the
report stating
video
that
and I
Brandon had
wanted to
become
figure
quite
out what was
anxious,
going
and his main
on.
focus was ensuring that no one looked at his computer. What
Why,
police
what's
would
so
find
important on
that
his
computer would
computer?
leave
Did
Sheila
he have
utterly
porn or something?
shocked, with the search revealing extremist websites in
Okay, I
his
take
history.
that back. Never mind.
At this time, Brandon's gun was confiscated under
I'm
Indiana's
just waiting the
red flag
10-minute
law,
timer to
and
actually
Brandon
chat
was
on
taken to
Twitch.
Eskenazi
Oh,
Hospital
yeah,
for
yeah,
further
yeah.
assessment.
I'm
She
glad I
hoped he'd be
changed
put
it
on a
because it was an
72-hour hold.
hour. So I'm
But
glad I
instead,
changed it.
somehow, he was in and out in under 2 hours. To Sheila's utter surprise, an emergency
Dude, what'd they
medicine
do with the
doctor
gun? Because he
determined that
had
there
a
was no
gun.
diagnosis, and Brandon denied having any issues. What's more shocking,
Bro, he was
there's no
diagnosed with
record
like
that
5
indicates a formal
things.
psychological assessment was ever conducted on Brandon during this visit,
They should
despite
have.
Sheila's cries for help. A few days after the visit to Eskenazi Hospital,
What
a
the
detective
fuck?
contacted Sheila concerning his confiscated shotgun.
Oh,
I
so
just
they
needed
did
to talk to you
confiscate it.
about
Good.
what happened with Brandon. My role in this is simply just to see if we're going to file a retention
That's
case.
good.
If they file a retention case,
I'm
he would
glad they
also
confiscated
be
it.
deemed to be a dangerous person, which only means that he wouldn't be able to purchase a firearm. This isn't a criminal record.
But
It's
he
not, you can't
did.
even see it. Like, if somebody were to search for criminal cases and stuff, these cases don't go into there because they're just civil. Once they get filed, like if I needed to check on one, I can't even do it. I have to send an email to the prosecutor's office and ask them to look because they're the only ones that can access it. So to see like what the status of it is.
Then, when the FBI visited with Sheila the following month, they would unknowingly add fuel to the fire.
What the hell they
An agent,
do?
along with another officer, visited Sheila's home and asked to meet with Brandon. When the agent asked Brandon what he planned to do with his life, Brandon replied that perhaps he could join the FBI. In response, the agent made
No.
it clear that wouldn't be an option for him. Perhaps this
Not
was
after
the
what he
straw
did.
that broke the camel's back. It would be exactly 1 year to this very day that Brandon would unleash the inner demons he'd been harboring since early childhood. At the
Bro, what
conclusion
the
of the
fuck
meeting,
happened
all
to him?
intelligence that had been gathered on Brandon revealed the last thing Sheila or any mother would ever want to hear about their own son.
What game am I gonna
Brandon
play?
had all the makings
Tower of
of a
Fantasy,
mass
probably
shooter.
after this video.
Some of the red flags that the FBI may
Not
have
sure how
recognized in
long though.
Brandon were that he was a loner with feelings of rejection from society, as well as feeling like he was being treated unfairly, and his belief that he
Bro,
was a victim.
you locked yourself in
Other
your
red
room.
flags that
At the
Brandon
end of the
showed
day,
were
that
his
was your
symptoms of
decision.
depression, homicidal thoughts, violent fantasies, and anger problems.
I
In
get
conjunction
that,
with the
but
other
it
warning
was
signs were
your.
his traits of narcissism, and most concerning
Haven't
of
heard
all,
that game in
his
a while.
fixation on
Yeah,
mass
me
school
neither.
shootings and
Me
mass
neither.
murderers. Despite the
But I'm trying to
exchange with the
branch out
FBI
into
agent,
different
Brandon,
games.
for
I
a
played
time, seemed to be on the
basically
up
a
and
lot
up.
of the same
He
games
found a job
lately.
in 2020 and he seemed to enjoy working at the local FedEx SmartPost facility.
Well, that's good.
Maybe this was the new beginning Sheila had hoped for after all those arduous years. Maybe Brandon was finally improving. But it wasn't the case, and in fact, he was only just ascending into peak madness.
Oh, God.
In the months before he would do the unthinkable, Brandon quit showing up for work. It seemed he couldn't bring himself to get out of bed.
What do I usually play? Mostly like very chill games like Minecraft or like simulator games. Splatoon and stuff like that.
To his mother's home. Once again,
I really like those type of games a lot. Splatoon is my favorite, I'm gonna be honest.
Multiple pages of notes named a variety of Brandon's conditions. Amongst them, generalized
I'm keeping an eye out for the spring Splatoon Splatfest, because that's supposed to be happening soon.
This is an actual list of the items he was purchasing.
Wait, what did he
making these
purchase?
Purchases, he attended another session with a social worker.
Huh?
But by now, Brandon had reached the point of no return.
You love Dark Souls, definitely?
He attended a session
I've been watching a lot of people play Dark Souls lately.
And no care for the lives
I might
of others,
purchase it.
including his own flesh and blood. 2 weeks later,
I'm not sure how I'll do though.
But what
I'm keeping an eye out though. I'm keeping an eye out.
Brandon claimed he was a danger to society, and that society should fear him. And he was
okay,
right.
this is a guy that should be like getting help. Which one? I've been watching a lot of people play Elden Ring.
It started the night Brandon quietly departed home,
mostly V Shoujo. To be specific, Henya, mostly.
2021. That particular evening was nothing out of the ordinary. Sheila returned home from work with dinner for Brandon and found him to be in a pleasant mood. After he ate, he took a relaxing bath. Then they both went to bed. Or so Sheila thought. Once inside the FedEx
Please don't tell me.
Brandon makes his
one
way
or two.
Savagely opening fire on
the one that came out recently. I don't know if it's one or two though.
As they attempt to run for their lives. Soon after, he returns to the parking lot and immediately opens fire on those unfortunate enough to be in close proximity.
This dude actually needs help.
Flood local dispatchers as Brandon continues his murderous undertaking.
I think there's possibly multiple shooters. I hear them outside. I'm in the control room. There's 3 of us in here. Sorry.
Okay, so what I need for you guys to do, like I said, stay down, make sure your door is locked. Put something against that door if you can to keep yourself safe, okay?
Hello?
Okay, they're on the way,
In a matter of minutes, the premises transformed into a nightmare.
There's somebody out in the parking lot with a rifle shooting. We got the guy in here. We got him in here.
How did he get the gun in the building?
Hey, stay on the line for me. Let me get medics on the phone. I'm not going to hang up, okay? Stay with me.
There is at least one person down. Send an ambulance or 2, please.
Yeah, we have the ambulance and the officers en route.
But they have an AR-15. I'm not sure how many.
This is in the mail. This is in like.
Okay, stay on the line.
Well, it's like FedEx, right?
But stay on the line with me. Keep yourself safe. I need you to let me know anything that happens, okay?
Right now, I just hear a lot of gunshots and a lot of people around.
Okay, hold on. Stay on the line.
Holy
The
shit.
emergency calls continue to pour in as the casualties are mounting. Dispatchers frantically assist callers as the horror continues to unfold.
I hope those people are okay.
We need police. They're still shooting as we speak. He's already shot about 5 people. The shooters in the building.
You said there were 5 people shot there? Or he got...
The first officers are arriving at the scene. Dispatchers and
Yeah, it was Elden Ring, yeah.
in real time. However, in the midst of the chaos, details are not yet clear.
Have we confirmed whether we have 1 or 2 shooters?
Please, I hope those people are okay today.
1 person, 2 person?
Can't tell. Just multiple rifle shots, but it sounds like the same report, so I'm assuming 1.
Okay, are they inside or outside?
Last they were outside.
Okay.
I'm getting information that he's still inside the building from somebody pulling off the lot.
Shooters inside the building.
Brandon returned to an earlier location in the FedEx facility without so much as a shred of hesitation.
Elden Ring is pretty friendly, beginner friendly. You should be fine. Oh, it is? I've never heard that before. That's good to know.
In and this surreal nightmare
Thank
that has been sprung
you.
upon them without
I have a
warning.
sibling that plays it a
As far as
lot.
they are aware, the shooter
And
is
they
still
really like
preying
it.
on victims.
So it's good to know it's beginner
I want
friendly.
you to stay safe, okay?
I don't know because I still hear gunshots and they're inside the building.
Is there someplace you can hide? Is there a desk, something you
For
can get
soul
under?
games, it should be fine. Oh, okay, that's good to know. I don't know anything about Souls games.
Trailer on this door. Get under. Slide under that.
Bosses are more tricky though. Oh yeah, that I have heard about though.
Really well, okay? Stay with me, okay?
It's funny, I've heard about the
As
bosses
Natasha
being
and
tricky,
another
but I
employee
didn't know
remain
about
hidden,
like it being
well over
beginner
100
friendly.
officers are dispatched to the scene.
I've watched quite a few people struggle with the bosses.
Another one down by Swords for front row. Control, advise Eskenazi will have multiple patients. Advise them to be ready.
I'm outside the lobby. I had to get all the people out. He couldn't get through the
Caller Judy. Oh, the person that called.
To the parking lot, I rushed everybody back through our second set of turnstiles and sent them in the truck.
Is there a certain entrance number or door that we can note here in the run so they know where to get to you? And how many people are with you?
I can get the cops through. Somebody's at the door
Wait,
out
is she
there.
helping the cops?
Or is it him again?
Yo, smart woman.
It's the police officer.
Judy encounters the officers as they make their way through the building to secure the scene. Dispatchers check in with callers who have remained on the lines.
The officers know where you are, okay? I've put that in there, okay? Do you want to stay on the line with me?
Hiding under trailer.
Please don't leave me.
Okay. I'm not going to leave you.
That's actually a smart place to hide. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think anybody would look for you.
You're fine, okay? That's perfect.
Well, it has a lot of quality of life things.
After
You
more than
can
30 minutes
can
with the
play
dispatcher,
how you
Natasha's
want.
wait
Your
is
stamina
over.
bar is way better than Souls games, and pretty open world.
I'm under.
Yeah, I've heard that it's really good compared to the other ones.
Allegedly, because of the facility's policy that employees couldn't carry cell phones in
You
certain
don't
areas,
bash your
some workers
your
may
head
not have been
on the
able to
brick
phone for
wall
help or
on the
contact
time because
friends and
you
family
can't
during the
pass
shooting.
on the boss.
The killing spree
Ah.
had come to an end, but the aftermath of the attack
Yeah, I've
is
heard a lot
difficult
of good
to fathom.
and bad things about it, but I do want to give it a try one of these days.
He got Uncle, and Uncle's only been here a week. They're dead out here.
8 innocent, unwitting victims' lives ended abruptly. Soon, Brandon is
Rest in
located by
peace.
officers as they confirm that he is
I hope
now
the people that
deceased.
survived are
It was
okay
then that
though.
Brandon's disturbing motive was revealed. Brandon was heartbroken over a My Little Pony character.
Are you
In his
kidding
final
me?
Facebook post on April 15th, 2021, he wrote, "I hope that I can be with Applejack in the afterlife. My life has no meaning without her. If there's no afterlife and she isn't real, then my life never mattered anyway."
This man wanted to probably fuck Applejack. You kidding me? Are you kidding me? I said this once and I'll say it again. It's a children's show. All that because he was obsessed with yes. All that because he's obsessed with My Little Pony. Specifically one character. I don't even know if I can find it without porn because there is a lot of porn of it. Hold on. Let me find it really quickly. Yeah. This character, to be specific. This character to be specific. This is the character that he really supposedly liked. Dude, if you liked it that much, then just draw an OC of yourself. That's what the rest of the fan base does when they're that old. That's what they do. They don't go on a mass shooting. How does an obsession with My Little Pony end up in a shooting? Hold on, my face. Oh, I forgot the toggle. I know. Yeah, ignore Streamlabs. I keep forgetting to fix them. I know I fixed them with a few things, but I don't know how to take the spamming thing off. So I gotta figure that out this weekend, so you can ignore them. But just be careful, because if you spam like a few things, it could shadow ban you. So just be very, very careful. Um, yeah, I know. I forgot what I was gonna say. Hold on. Um, what was I gonna say? Hold on. Oh my god, my brain. I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Yeah, all of that over one specific character. I will I'll just try to be more expressive sometimes. Yeah. Just be very, very careful. I've tried once to fix it when it comes to like long paragraphs, but I guess it didn't work. Especially I I don't even know I didn't even know I had like the spamming caps thing on, but I'll just double triple check it this weekend because I didn't even know I had that turned on. But yeah, just be very, very careful. I don't even know if it's on Twitch either. But also be careful if you're gonna go over to Twitch, just be very, very careful as well. Because I don't know if it's on Twitch either. Um, but I also forgot what I was gonna say. Oh, damn, the ADHD is real right now. I do. Oh my god. But yeah, all that over like one simple character. Like, dude, I feel like the rest of the fan base that was adults at the time, it's probably just drew like what they wanted on like paper and shit, or like digital art and shit. Mostly probably like hard card, corn, and whatever. I'm still baffled on what the guy think over shooting people. Yeah. And the fact that he posted it on Facebook and then he was mad that Applejack was gone, which I don't even think anything happened to her in the show because I watched it. Like I like the show, right? It's a good show and it's a children's show, right? And I like it. It's really good. Um but I don't even think anything happens to her. Like in the last season, she's like older and she's with her family and she's good. She's still alive. I mean, none of them get killed off anyways. But like I I I don't even know what the hell he's talking about. It's like what was that for? Like even I'm confused and I'm a person excuse me, who watched it. Like nothing happens to her. Maybe it was an episode that she wasn't in or something like that. Because I know in later seasons there were like character specific episodes. Yeah, don't worry about it. I'll still see you in the chat, so don't worry about it. Um, yeah, I know there's like character specific episodes. Yeah, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Yeah, I know there was like certain character specific episodes in later seasons. But like I haven't watched the later seasons in like I think 3 years or so. But like it's been a long time, man. But again, I don't remember. But this man definitely needed help. Like you can tell he definitely needed help.
But I kind of just need to talk to you about what happened that day and how you're feeling about whether you'd want it back or if you.
Oh, sorry to interrupt, but I don't want it back at all. It's fine.
What, the gun?
What would be your goal for us to do with the gun?
Just destroy it.
I don't even think help would be enough. Probably not.
I'm worried about.
But at least he's
getting
getting
my life back on
something.
track. I don't have any mental health issues that I'm aware of. I don't think I do. And I wouldn't say depressed.
They didn't even check him for mental things, I don't think. Like mental health stuff.
Into hunting and stuff.
I know that they said he had anxiety and depression.
Back on track, I don't know what it's off track of.
But other than that, I don't know.
I mean,
I think the only thing he wants to screw. Yep, that's about it. Yep, that's about it. He does too, and you can tell.
That could make me sad and depressed if I felt like a failure or whatever, but apparently that's not what you're feeling, so.
I just signed up for GED. I'm going to get my GED. I'm going to counseling or
GED.
therapy.
An
I'm
application?
not sure what the correct
Yeah?
phrase is.
Yeah.
And
Hold
I'm
on.
going to try to get my life back on track. And I'm really trying hard.
The FBI concluded Brandon's purpose was to demonstrate his masculinity and capability while fulfilling a final desire to experience killing people.
Don't mind my
It was
face.
a moment in time that further reinforced the importance of not
I'm
only
looking up
recognizing
something really
red
quickly.
flags, but acting upon them too. Those 8 lives that were lost that day ranged in age from 19
Okay, it
years
is what I thought.
to
Okay,
74
it is a
years,
diploma.
and
I
include Matthew Alexander,
had to look it up
Samari
really
Blackwell,
quickly.
Amarjeet Johal, Jasvinder Kaur, Jaswinder Singh, Amarjeet Sekun, Carly Smith, and John Weissert. Brandon's mother
Rest
wants
in
her son
peace
to
to the
know that
people
when
who
she cries
died.
these days, it's not for him, it's for the victims. If she could
Yeah,
talk to
they
him
didn't
today,
deserve
she'd
to
say,
die.
I grieve those people more than I ever will you.
Yeah, they didn't deserve to die. That wasn't something that should have ever happened.